Hey guys, in the state of Ohio, the body that regulates every single mobile home park in the state is the Department of Commerce. And in this video, I'll be asking a representative from the Department of Commerce just a brief overview of what their role is and sort of their history in regulating mobile home parks. It's been something that I'm curious about, and I hope that you get something from the video. Thank you for watching, and please feel free to reach out. Thank you. you know, what does the Department of Commerce, what is your guys' relationship with manufactured housing? When did you guys start regulating the manufactured housing communities in Ohio?
Sure.
And yeah, if you could just provide a brief.
So, the manufactured homes program was transferred to the Ohio Department of Commerce in January 2018. So the department has not had it long. Prior to us, it was handled by the Ohio Manufactured Homes Commission, which no longer exists. And before that, it was licensed and regulated for a long time by the Ohio Department of Health through their local health districts. So it's still relatively one of the newer programs for the department. But what we do with it is the program within the department is divided between two divisions, the responsibilities for it. The Division of Industrial Compliance, which is the division I'm with, and we handle the installations and the park side of things. And then there's the Division of Real Estate and Professional Licensing, and they deal with salespersons, dealers, and brokers, so more on the sales type of things. So, those are the main areas that we cover, and we deal with kind of all aspects of that within those processes.
Nice. So, my relationship with you guys is, a lot of times I'll reach out to you guys to request a manufactured home community license.
Mhm.
If I have a client who is interested in selling their mobile home community or manufactured home community, that's something that we, go to you guys and we request that if they don't have it on file already. And we also request a prior, most recent inspection.
Right.
So could you explain a little bit about, your guys' relationship with owners and, what your guys' touch points are with owners of manufactured home communities?
Sure. So there are a multitude of ways that we are interacting with parks. Um, really, there's too many to count, but some of the primary ways that we're dealing with, one is the license, like you said. So there's an annual manufactured home park operator license that each operator has to apply for and renew each year. The license runs from January 1st to December 31st of a given year and has to be renewed online on our State of Ohio e-license portal. And, whenever there's a transfer or a sale, new owners have to make sure that within 30 days of when the transfer occurs, that they've contacted us and applied to get the license in their own name, because licenses are not transferable. So that can't be done as part of, the sale process on our end. Instead, they need to reach out on us. And there's one license per park. So if you've got a park operator that has 5 different parks, they're going to have 5 different licenses then. Outside of that, there are 2 types of inspections that can be done typically, that are checking for compliance with our laws and rules. And the first type, the most common, is the annual inspection. Like we've referenced, every single year, each manufactured home park is going to get inspected uh, to see if they are complying with the rules. And outside of that, there are also what are called complaint inspections, which are, unsurprisingly, done whenever we receive a complaint that alleges that there is some kind of violation that is occurring. So, annual, guaranteed every park is going to have one of those. Complaints, some parks don't have any complaint inspections within a year. Some may have multiple. It just depends on, us being contacted. So when
Mhm.
that happens, we've got, an inspector goes out, does a report, and then a copy of the annual inspection report will always be emailed to the park operator to make them aware of any issues. And then same with the complaint inspection report. If a violation is found, an email of that inspection report is going to get sent. And then the park operators have certain amount of time, there's set time frames that they have to correct those violations listed and then send into us proof that they've corrected those violations within the time frames. So that's the license and the main inspections. Outside of that, of course, with installations, that's handled through the installation process, but that is something that park operators have to be cognizant of and tracking within their own park any kind of installations, because they are partly responsible for making sure those are being done in compliance with the law. So a home is installed, let's say doesn't meet the spacing or setbacks requirements, that can lead to the park getting a violation. So they need to be aware of what that process is, and then making sure that any installations happening in the park, whether they own those homes or not, are being done and not getting them in trouble either. So outside of that, of course, if they're selling homes or doing rent to own situations, that's where they need to talk to the Division of Real Estate and Professional Licensing about whether they need a license on their end and any requirements that apply. And then I'd say finally, the other kind of common area where we're communicating with parks are situations where we're dealing with development, which is one of the main things that we wanted to talk about today. And development is really any kind of change or addition to a manufactured home park. It can be as small as replacing or installing a new electrical pedestal on a lot, and it can be, of course, as big as developing a brand new park or expanding one. So it can really range, or just changing the layout of a park, what that is. So the development process, if a park is going to make some changes, they've got to make sure that those changes are going to keep that park still in compliance with our rules. So before they do that work, they have to submit plans to our division, showing what the proposed work is. We review it to make sure it complies, and if it does, afterwards we come out and inspect to make sure that it was done in compliance as well, that it actually met the standards that were proposed in the first place. And I can get into more detail, obviously, about that process too.